Welcome to our weekly discussion of all things current in California politics. I'm Walt Gray. Joining us this week, reporter Emily Hoeven, political columnist with the San Francisco Chronicle. Emily, nice to have you. We had a lot of discussion about the governor taking his tour of the South and kind of poking the Republican leaders there. And he also just came back from a personal vacation. So sum up what the governor's been up to.
Yeah, he's been on a whirlwind tour for the past couple of weeks. Lawmakers were on spring recess earlier this month, and he took the opportunity to take a tour of his own of the Deep South. He was promoting his new PAC, which is going to support Democrats in red states, and he put $10 million of his own campaign funds in this PAC to support these leaders. He's been attacking Florida, Arkansas, Mississippi, other states. And then after that tour, which he took with his family, he went on a personal trip with his family to the Caribbean, and he just got back to California on Thursday. So he's been gone for a while, but now he's finally back in the state and hopefully focus on California issues.
So the governor back from the Caribbean, and we had a lot of our legislators on spring break going all over the place. Was some of that paid for? This seems to come up every time this year.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So every time that the lawmakers have a recess, which they have in the spring and in the summer, many of them use the occasion to go on these so-called international junkets to, kind of mix business and pleasure, where they're learning about issues that affect California and how other countries are handling them. But some of them have also come under scrutiny for how they're paid for. So this spring, for example, some lawmakers went to Denmark and others went to Japan. And the Denmark trip was funded by a nonprofit called the California Foundation on the Environment and the Economy. But it's made up of groups like Chevron and labor groups and environmental groups. And so some of those high-ranking officials were with the lawmakers on that trip and paying for their trip, whereas the Japan trip was paid for by lawmakers' personal money and campaign funds. And so there's different ethical questions that kind of come up with all those uses.
Senator Dianne Feinstein has indicated she's not going to be running for office, which makes many Republicans happy, but some in her own party would like her to step aside now. Is that gaining traction?
It somewhat seems to be. We had Representative Ro Khanna of San Jose actually publicly say on Twitter that she should resign because she has been absent from Washington for over a month due to complications from shingles. And so she's been missing a lot of key votes, especially in the Judiciary Committee, which confirms President Biden's federal judge appointees. And we have seen how big of a role those play recently, including with the Trump-appointed judge who overturned the FDA approval of an abortion pill. And so there's a lot of mounting concern from Democrats that Feinstein is not serving the purpose that she should. And so, her office says she's recovering. They've asked for her to be temporarily replaced on that judicial committee. But we will have to see how long it takes for her to feel better.
Well, she is a little bit older, and shingles is no laughing matter. It's not like she doesn't have a legitimate excuse for not being there, because it's quite painful. All right. Emily Hoeven, thank you. All things current in California politics. You can reach out to Emily if you'd like via email at emily.hoeven@sfchronicle.com.